All right, what's up guys? We have my Mark IV Supra and we are doing some rust repair. I'm gonna show you guys sort of how I am repairing some of these panels in a couple different areas, including the windshield and the trunk. So I'll flip the camera around and show you. So the light's pretty awful in here, but right here we've got a spot with not one, but two holes that go all the way through. Initially that wasn't there. I did a little bit of scraping, hit it with a grinder a little bit to find that. Now, I have a bead roller from Eastwood and shrink or stretcher, that's for something else. But essentially I made this out of just a piece of sheet metal with the bead roller, and it's pretty incredible how well it fits. I mean, it's definitely not perfect, but it's pretty dang close. So the idea here is going to be trace around the rust, make my cut a little bit smaller than it needs to be, but then just patch this in, weld it, grind it, weld it, grind it, prime it, and patch this in, completely eliminating the rust and starting with just a fresh piece of sheet metal. Unfortunately, these cars don't have any panels really available. Everything you get either has to be something left over from before it was discontinued, which is almost impossible to find, or you have to get something like this from a donor vehicle. So I'll be dealing with that, mainly the rockers, inner and outer, and a couple other odds and ends here and there. But this came out really well. Now, yes. So this guy here, I was just practicing, and I wanted to see if I could redo this channel here, because you can see it's layered, and see how it's layered. So it has these spot welds holding these 2 or 3 different layers together. This top layer is starting to kind of wither away. So the idea here, I'm not going to use this piece, I was just getting some practice on. The idea here is to maintain this curvature and get a piece that is as close to that as possible, but goes that full length. And then I'll likely end up doing that all the way across and replacing that top panel. Might see if I need to do that down here. Should be a little bit easier in these little straights. Bottom is immaculate, so I won't have to touch that, but that's gonna be one. Trunk's gonna be another one. And then the rockers, that's gonna be a task in itself. And we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But for now, I'm super fortunate to be able to have this front section, because I'll be able to use these solid pieces of the inner rockers here, and then all back in there. If I need other pieces on the inside, I can take that apart. I've just got to kind of strategize and formulate a plan about how I'm gonna drill out the spot welds and where I'm gonna make my cuts, because I want to make as few as possible. Because I want to do it right. I want this thing to go back together well. But otherwise, not a whole ton of rust anywhere else. I do have some odds and ends here. The little bolts where the battery tray went snapped off. I tried to extract them, couldn't. I'm gonna relocate the battery anyway, so likely I'll just end up welding these shut, grinding them flat, and you'll never even know they were there. And then likely some sort of intercooler piping is gonna go there anyway, so it really doesn't matter. But yeah, that's where I'm at. I just wanna give you guys an update and show you what's going on. I know, I mean, I'm not gonna upload as consistently as I'd like to, you know, because I do have a life, but I will do my best to show you guys what I'm up to. Here's another spot, floor pan. There was a hole in the carpet from somebody's foot. I mean, that's where your foot rests when you're driving. And the hole allowed, you know, mud and water from whoever it was shoe to get down there and kind of start rusting the metal away. But luckily I have this super nice piece right here. If I absolutely need to, I'll just replace it. But yeah, this is nice. If there's anything any of you guys need from this, let me know. I may be able to work with you a little bit because I'm definitely not going to use all of it. And this isn't something that I want to just throw away. I want to be able to get what I need out of it and then help anybody else that I can, because parts like these are pretty few and far between these days. But yeah, that's the video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.